we are here to determine who our first player will be going into the Season 3 playoffs. Could be this player, spawning in the bottom left of Juggernaut, our blue Protoss player for Alpha X. This is Arrogfire. This is Ryan for Storm Gaming. Wow, where's my brain at right now? Spawning in the top right, it's our red Protoss player. This player's from Alpha X. This is Arrogfire. Okay, well, gonna get spicy here. I mean, this could potentially be really crazy to see a start to here, especially if the probe doesn't go down. What? How did Ryan make that happen here? He's going to be able to box in the weakened probe and not allow any major damage to go down there. That is going to be a photon cannon with a gateway, so that's going to be allowed to finish here. But will Ryan be able to plop down a pylon on the high ground? He will be able to. This is kind of all falling apart here for Arrogfire. This is not what he needs to have happen here, especially since his attempted proxy is going to be caught out on the map. Ryan has made it clear that he wants to play hyper aggressive against his opponent, and that is exactly what's going to end up happening here. This pylon is the only thing holding these buildings together, and that is going to immediately get brought down. So I think this game's already over. Yeah, probes have already been pulled off of the line here. This just needs to stop that gateway from ever being a thing, because right now the Nexus out on the opposite side of the map is going to be damaged very quickly. And once that gets knocked into place, it's all over. But it looks like he wants to just try and take care of the pylon here. He doesn't even go for the Stargate. I feel like he could have gotten around the Stargate and made that a non-issue, but instead it does look like it is going to be pylons that get worked on. Will these cannons be able to kill off this Nexus in time? I don't know if that's going to be the case, but I don't think that this Stargate is ever going to be able to pop a unit out. I believe firmly that Ryan is going to get the advantage here in game number 1, especially now that there's a Zealot out. Sure, the additional pylon will be helpful, but there is not going to be any way to keep this alive. GG is called, and Ryan with a quick game number 1 here. Wow, 3 minutes. Getting a quick 1-0 lead over his opponent, Arrogfire. Now, can Ryan see this probe? No, he can't. Probe got... No, he lost the probe. He lost the probe. Oh, boy. Okay. But I know Ryan is going to be all over the map looking for this potential proxy. Yeah, and he's going to scout it. Well, I mean, this is exactly what he said was he planned to have happen. Was throwing down the scouting as much as he possibly could here. He is going to bring additional probes out and a Zealot to try and prevent this from actually going down. To Ryan's credit, that's going to drive a lot of additional supply here. Oh, shield battery's going to go down as well. Oh man, this is wild play here. Wow. Forcing Arrogfire into a natural Nexus, canceling the proxy Stargate. It's possible that Arrogfire is trying to big brain his opponent here, but I also feel as if Ryan's already got his natural Nexus. He has a pretty standard opening going so far. This probe's going to be able to scout in and see what is happening here. Arrogfire is just going to be fundamentally behind his opponent, who has already decided to play a little bit more standard and get his macros set up and in place. all in all, a good start here for our red Protoss player. Is he going to allow that to finish? He will. Oh. Does Arrogfire check for it? Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. Okay, he throws down a forge. No. I was like, there's no way. Wait, he canceled it. Oh, fair enough. It was like Arrogfire expected that to be there, and that probe was like, wait a minute. They told me there'd be something here. Okay, Forge Twilight Council going to come down. We do have Blink Stalkers on the way for Arrogfire. It should be his own forge. Good scout by Arrogfire. We'll be able to see what is coming for Ryan's side of the map. It will be a couple of additional gateway. And this now becomes a bit of a standoff between these two. I think both players are going to want to remain aggressive. From Ryan's perspective, though, he should be feeling very confident. This is the type of game that he wants to play against his opponent. Because he's not confident that Arrogfire is going to be able to be as aggressive, or as aggressive as he wants in a full-fledged macro game. So these adepts are going to come up and find some possible damage here. Oh, actually getting separated. Nice little bit of micro there. Loses 4 probes, but I think that could have been worse. But it's going to be our blue Protoss player that gets out to a quicker third base over Ryan. And the game's effectively evened out right now. More scouting is going to come into place here with this Phoenix. It's not going to be able to scout too much other than the army at the front. But a piece of the puzzle that will quickly unfold here for Ryan is the growing army count. 26 to 16. We do have a Blink getting finished here rather soon. +1 is already done, but I don't think he's going to be able to take advantage of the potential upgrade advantage as +1 is rounding up. For Arrogfire. Now, Proxy Pylon will be used aggressively here to try and get some additional warp-ins. This is a potentially scary moment. Oh, I love the hallucinated Immortal. This is a great moment here. Some beautiful force fields go down on both sides, wedge in both parts of the army. However, there are a fair amount of units. Oh, it's a huge amount of damage onto that Immortal. Those probes should have indicated that there's a lot of damage potential here, but a giant blink forward onto that shield battery, overcharged shield battery. It's going to make this a difficult engagement now for Arrogfire, as that no longer is at his disposal. Ryan taking some really good grades and trades. More warp-ins happening aggressively here for the red Protoss player, and suddenly this third base has been demolished. 15 workers have been picked off. A pylon has been worked down as well, and there are still more stalkers here for Ryan than there are for Arrogfire, but that lead is slowly diminishing. Now, not getting that Nexus will be a bit of a disappointment, but I don't think Ryan is going to stick around too much longer to try and push the issue. In fact, no, he is going to get out one last blink backwards to make sure that he doesn't lose the warp prism, and that becomes a good situation here for our red Protoss player. He takes a lot of workers off of the top. 15 workers and a handful of units, and trades rather efficiently everywhere else. So equalizing the economies just a little bit. If we take a look at that income graph, he does take a small lead over his opponent. We do have to keep an eye on the upgrades, though. Arrogfire held off on his +1 upgrade for the duration of that fight, and Ryan is now at +2. I feel as if that could be a jumpable moment for Ryan, but waiting for his charge to finish up. He's going to be super useful here. We have a fair number of stalkers that are moving across the map. $72 to 59. There are 2 immortals in this army. Ryan's just going to back off and not over-engage here. Having the armies mismatch ends up being a rough situation. Both players are going to get out to their 4th bases. In fact, Arrogfire's is going to finish just a tiny bit quicker, but not far enough apart that it's going to have major economic implications. Yeah, some good run bys might have some good damage potential here. Good stop micro on the workers to protect that cannon. Oh, but that would be a much better situation to try and play from. Good tactics here so far by both players to try and keep these bases alive. This is going to get far more done here. Killing off the cannon. These additional workers will be exposed, but that is not going to be a major amount of damage. Oh, that warp prism will get killed off, but it drops off 2 DTs into the natural, which, do we have any observers here? Yes, there is one, and that will be enough to make sure that that DT gets picked off eventually. Follow-up aggression and not going to be super great. All in all, 9 workers do get killed. Now Arrogfire is going to be the one coming across the map here. This is a large amount of units, but there are disruptors on the side of Ryan here. Now these disruptor shots are going to be able to get out here and to try and equalize a little bit of this fight. The shield battery overcharge is going to get popped here. That will be able to aid in some of this defense, but I don't know how I feel right now. The armies are rather equal, but some of the army does get caught up in those disruptors. Disruptors are going to be able to get some more damage, but great blanks will be able to limit a lot of that. But Ryan has great reinforcements here. Suddenly this entire army has been cleaned up, and Arrogfire has to go back home. He is not going to have a whole lot to really defend with. He has a few Archons coming on the back side of this, but this feels like a situation that could have been mitigated by not losing out on the beginning of this game. These Stalkers should be able to come on forward. Great disruptor shots go down onto those vulnerable immortals, and Ryan is going to make it out of this winner's match in first place. Group A winner will be the first player to advance forward into the playoffs. Well played. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. Make sure to click the subscribe button so you can catch more of my videos as they are released. If you want more Rushi content, feel free to find me on Twitch and Twitter. Thanks again, and see you in the next video.